Welcome into Red Empress Tarot. I'm Patty. I'm an intuitive, a reader, and a healer on the Twin Flame path myself, here to read a message for you on your Twin Flame journey. I specialize in reading for Twin Flames and separation. Welcome back to my subscribers. I'm so glad to have you back, and welcome to the new people that are just finding me. It's a brand new channel that I'm building, so I'm so grateful to have you here. And I just believe that we have some work to do together. If you're here, you are guided to be here. I do a mirror message every week at the beginning of the week. I film it on Sunday and either release it Sunday night or Monday morning. And I did that this week, and it's an amazing reading. I'm so excited about it. And it's trapped on my video camera. I got a brand new video camera, and not a new one, I got a used one, but it's not compatible with my Mac. So right now that video is trapped on my camera until I find a workaround, and I'll release it as soon as I can. I really believe that when these kind of technical difficulties come up, it's because the message isn't supposed to come out. It really gave me a lot of stress, like getting this thing off of there, and it's like, okay, it's just not supposed to come off yet. So I'm going to do some extra readings, and instead of a pick a card, I am doing short readings that I can get off of my phone. I was having problems getting the long ones off my phone. So instead of a pick a card, I'm doing 4 separate small readings, one for earth, air, water, and fire. Each one will have this message in the front of it. If you could go ahead and tap into your intuition, just make sure that you're only absorbing the messages that are for you. Don't try and make it fit your story if it doesn't, okay? And if you could take the moment to hit that thumbs up on the video, it's really, really valuable to me. I really appreciate it. It helps get this message out to other people that need it. Okay? If you hit the subscribe and the all, you'll get notifications on all my upcoming videos. You won't miss anything. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Hello to those of you who chose the fire sign reading. Let's go ahead and get started with that. The stone for this reading, or the crystal really, is this beautiful pink calcite. Calcite is a really special stone. It cleans and amplifies all your other stones and crystals. Okay. So make sure that you're tapping into your intuition and you're only internalizing messages that fit your story. Don't try to make them fit. Could be that the whole message here is for you. It could be there's something within it for you, or it could be next time it'll be for you. So we're asking Spirit, what's going on in the connection between the watcher, you, and your counterpart in your twin flame connection. Okay, so we're starting with the Modern Witch Tarot. And we've got the 5 of Cups. And I'll bring these closer as it's time to do that. We've got Death. We've got the 9 of Pentacles. We've got the Queen of Cups. And we've got Everything is Fine, which is the 10 of Swords. That's a facetious, it's everything is fine. It's not an accurate phrase for the situation. So then we've got Spirit of Lightning, clarifying the 5 of Cups. We've got Spirit of Air, clarifying death. I don't take the Oracle cards in reverse. We've got Spirit of the Crow, clarifying the 9 of Pentacles. We've got Mirror Spirit, clarifying the Queen of Cups. And then we've got Zombie Spirit, clarifying everything is fine. Interesting. Okay, and then as a second clarifier, I'm using Island Time Wellness. So clarifying the 5 of Cups further, we've got the Dragonfly. Clarifying death further, we have Girl Talk. Clarifying the 9 of Pentacles further, we have Girl with a Snake. Man, this snake has been coming up in a lot of the readings. Clarifying Queen of Cups, we have Hand of Cards. And clarifying everything is fine, we have Healthy Choices. Okay. A couple things I'm getting right off the bat, I'm just going to say, and then we'll get into the whole reading and I'll bring them closer and analyze everything. One is that there's a karmic partner in this reading. One of the counterparts has or has been dealing with a karmic, had been dealing with a karmic that wasn't honest. This is someone that was interfering in the connection. And someone has been hiding how they really feel here with this everything is fine. Those are the two like big things that hit me as I was bringing everything out. So if those things resonate with you, this may be your reading. If those things don't resonate with you, this probably isn't your reading. It's just so you know off the bat. Okay, let me grab some water here. All right. 5 of Cups. Let's look at this. So this 5 of Cups in the Modern Witch Tarot, you've got the, you know, kind of dark cloaked figure, which says to me that this person is feeling, you know, sad. They're in a black mood. It's a depressive kind of energy. And they've got their 3 cups here spilled over their 3 of Cups, which tells me that there was a third-party situation that went bad. So not only did one counterpart leave the other count for a third party, but that then the third party then went bad. So it's like, and this is such a recurring theme. You'll hear this a lot in readings because this happens a lot in these kind of connections, where the divine counterparts get together, there's this big spark, they recognize each other, then it gets really heavy really fast, and one person isn't, sometimes both people aren't awakened, but at least one person is seriously not awakened, and they don't understand how a relationship like this can be so intense so fast. And so they run from it because, oh my God, you know, how do I deal with that kind of emotion when I am not emotionally equipped to do so? Right? So they go off with a karmic partner. Sometimes they're already with them. Sometimes they just meet them and choose them, whatever it is. And then that karmic partner in turn does to the divine person what they did to their divine counterpart. So this is like a classic situational thing that just happens in twin flame connections. And so I'm really feeling that with this pile. That's what's happening, is that this counterpart, I'm going to go out on a limb and say divine masculine, even though it's a feminine in the card. Some divine masculines are women, you know, and we all have both divine masculine and divine feminine within us. So we just tend to really swing one way or the other. Like I swing divine feminine. I happen to be female. I swing divine feminine, that's my thing. You know, I know someone who is a woman and she swings divine masculine, you know. It's just your energy that you tend to embody the most. But the divine masculine, regardless of their sex, here is feeling really in a black mood because they chose someone over their divine counterpart, and it just, those cups of love just spilled right out into the ocean. It didn't work. And there's these 2 cups behind them. Here's this divine union behind them, but they're in such the black mood and so focused on this other relationship that went wrong that they can't see divine feminine right now. They just don't see divine feminine right now. They're not in that place yet. Clarifying that, we have spirit of lightning, which is power, strength, expression. I think the ending of this connection was a lightning strike for the divine masculine. This was a big wake-up call. It was a big wake-up call to have someone do to them what they did to their divine counterpart. It's a big wake-up call in starting to understand the power of your actions, the power of your words, the power of everybody's actions and words on other people. I feel like divine masculine here is learning to take responsibility for their actions because they are powerful and they do affect other people. Sometimes you have to have something happen to you to build that empathy for other people. And I believe that here Divine Masculine is now tapping into his empathy because of his experiences with this karmic situation. Further clarifying that, we have the dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light. Look, things coming to light. And, you know, sometimes you just have to read through the list of possibilities. And that's really what these island time cards are. They give you an overall energy, and then they give you a list of things that it could be embodying. This is about things coming to light. This, these painful actions of the karmic partner, this connection ending. It really is a profound place for the Divine Masculine right now. It's really kicking into gear, understanding his connection to his Divine Feminine and what his actions have wrought and how that felt to the Divine Feminine, because he's feeling it now. Then we have Death. Okay, the Death card, and don't freak out over the Death card, right? Some people, if you don't understand tarot, and if you're watching this reading, you probably do, you know, getting a feeling for it. If you're on YouTube watching tarot readings. But a lot of people think that the Death card is literally, I'm going to die, someone's going to die, you know, foreboding of horrible things. That's not what it's about. So it certainly could be that in the right circumstance, but that's not it here. This is an ending of a cycle. This is a death to a behavior, to a pattern, to a belief system. It's an ending in order to make room for a new way of thinking, a new beginning, a new, I'm getting a word, hold on. A new way of living is what I'm hearing. Oh, this is interesting. So before I start my readings, I light some either sage or Palo Santo, and I cleanse the energy. And then I've been doing Palo Santo a lot lately, and it doesn't burn for very long. You know, it just burns for a minute. The smoke comes, and then you set it down, and it goes out by itself. I just had, from the beginning of the reading, a wave of smoke come from my Palo Santo, and it doesn't even smell like it's still burning. But it's not even warm. But I had this plume of smoke come out right here, right in front of me. I don't know if you could see that on camera. How weird. With the Death card. There's something being burnt. Something being burned down. Literally being burned down. It's like a straw house, right? So Divine Masculine had built himself a straw house in this karmic connection. And, you know, a straw house has no stability. It has no strength. It'll blow away in a wind. It'll burn down at the simplest ember, right? It's not going to withstand anything. When this situation came to light, when this karmic was exposed for who they were, because they weren't being their authentic self with the Divine Masculine in the situation, when they were exposed for who they were, it burnt down the straw house that Divine Masculine had built around that relationship. It's like he wanted this relationship to be the thing. There was an illusion going on about having a home and stability. And it's gone now. There's a death to that. There's an ending to that. It's been burned down. Okay, let's look at I'm so stuck on that. Let's look at the clarifiers. Clarity, awareness, truth. The truth came out. The truth came out in this situation, and there has been an absolute death. It's like Divine Masculine was clouded. His vision was clouded. His thinking was clouded with this karmic partner. And something happened. It's like the lightning strike, the tower, or like a, you know, there's always lightning with the tower moment. The divine coming in and intervening. This is divine intervention that this happened. Something came to light that changed the situation completely and burned the whole thing down. And then further clarifying that is girl talk. This is moving on. This is Divine Masculine moving on from that. Being single. Divine Masculine is now single. For those of you who have been waiting for that, you may not know this if you're a Divine Feminine. You may not know that because this might be hidden from you. Behind the smoke again, I keep getting the smoke. This means a lot of things here. The smoke is, that was such a weird thing to have that happen. It was just like this tendril of smoke that came out right to here and just like weird. Divine Feminine has been in the dark about this. She's been hidden. There's like been a veil in front of this situation that's happening. She may have known there was a karmic partner. She didn't understand what's going on with the connection. Divine Masculine is single and moving on now from that. He's having fun again. He's living in a moment. Like, this was heavy. This connection, as much as he wanted something stable and real and to build this life, he was so blinded to everything in it, the heaviness of the connection. It was not fulfilling. But he wanted to stick with it. He didn't want to give up. He's like, you know, when you've spent your life giving up on things, and you come to a point within yourself where you're like, I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up anymore. I don't want to be that person. And you know you want to change for the better, but you don't always find the right person to change for the better with. And I think that's what happened here, is that he just chose the wrong person to start being the person he wants to be with. It just didn't work. And the Nine of Pentacles is abundance. This is about wanting to plant seeds, wanting to have all of your ducks in a row and your life come into beautiful fruition. It's like the masculine's been doing some work here. I mean, really doing some work here. I feel like let me look. So Spirit of the Crow, Prophecy News Messenger, bad news, girl with the snake, right? So we're back to the karmic partner. This is so much about the karmic in this reading. We'll get on to some other things here in a minute, but this is such a huge turning point in this connection. I think this is not the Divine Masculine. This is Divine Feminine, who has really been putting in her work and is feeling abundant and stable and secure, tangibly secure. Maybe you're doing better in your work. Maybe you're financially doing better. Maybe your world is feeling more stable. Maybe you've been able to shift your energy away from Divine Masculine and do your own thing and feel really abundant. I mean, you've got 9 Pentacles here. You're only missing 1 to have the most you can have in a spread. I mean, the most Pentacles you can have is 10. I have a reader that says that all the time. One of my very favorite readers, her name is the Dream Medium. If you haven't seen her, check her out. She is so tapped in, and she's who I follow. There's a couple that I follow. She's one of the main readers that I watch everything from, because I always got really good messages from her. But she's always saying that 10 Pentacles is the most you can have, right? So you have 9 Pentacles here. You're only missing 1, Divine Feminine, and I think that's your counterpart. The rest of your life, you're really getting in a row. This is really good. Divine Feminine, this is telling me that this is for you. This message is for you. Okay? You have been waiting on some communication. Crows are about communication for me. When I see a crow, it equates to a sword for me. There are certain decks where crows just are the swords. But when I see a crow, it means communication, okay? Prophecy, messenger, bad news. You are going to hear about divine masculines, bad news. You are going to be hearing about this tower moment. I know that the tower didn't come out, but the spirit of lightning is giving me that. You're going to be hearing about this girl with the snake, narcissist. She was charming him. She was using him. Now he's setting up boundaries against her. You're going to be hearing about this, divine feminine, that this is ending. I think you knew all along that this girl was a snake. I don't get the girl with the snake. She was really not for either counterpart's highest good. Now, you know what? She's in your connection for a reason. Divine masculine had some things to learn about people, and he is definitely learning them. Okay? There are certain lessons that we just cannot learn as a couple. This is part of divine masculine's journey. This is his thing. It affects you, divine feminine, but you're not responsible for fixing it. This is up to divine masculine to fix. This is for him to learn. But divine feminine, understand that this is going on, and you are going to be hearing about this either from your divine masculine or in another way. You might see it on social media. You might hear it from a mutual friend, something, family member, something. But this news is coming. Let me grab some more water. Oh my gosh, I'm so thirsty all of a sudden. Always so thirsty when I'm reading. Okay, let's look at the Queen of Cups. So we've got the Queen of Cups here. And she is abundant, and she's coming from a place of love. She's balanced, she's kind, she's generous, she's a good mother, okay? Queen of Cups is really beautiful energy to be in. Clarifying that, we have the mirror spirit, reflecting vanity, deflection. But what I'm getting is just different things that this can mean, but what I'm getting is it's a mirroring energy. Divine feminine, by being in your cups energy, by coming from love, you are mirroring that to your divine masculine, and he needs that right now. He needs to see it. He needs to feel it, to embody it himself and mirror it back to you. So stay in your energy of love. That's a really good place to be. Mirror that. Mirror that. And then Hand of Cards, take a chance. Be strategic, options, not showing your hand, gambling. There's a lot of different things this can mean. Divine feminine, you're smart. You have to play the cards that have been dealt to you, and you're doing it well. You know, we don't always get a good hand, but it's not what you're dealt originally, it's what you do with it that matters. You've done the work. You're really, really in tune with the journey, okay? Stay in your cups energy. You're playing your hand right. You know, and we know this isn't a game, okay? This is your life. It's not a game. But there are strategies in life. I happen to be a really good strategist. Would I ever use that skill against my divine masculine? Hell no. Because he's the other half of me. Why would I do that? We're a team. Even if we're in separation. He has my loyalty. I don't strategize against my masculine. And that's not what this is saying here. This is saying that you are using what you've been given. You are taking what you've been dealt. And you are making lemonade out of lemons, honey. You're doing a good job. Keep doing it. Stay in your love energy. I know it's hard throughout this process to stay in this Queen of Cups energy. But it's what's needed right now. Divine masculine's going through hell. He's really going through the ringer, right? Divine Feminine, you don't want to be focusing on Divine Masculine's journey. And with this Nine of Pentacles, I don't think you are. I think you've learned that you've got to let him go through his things. But that doesn't mean you don't have to be in your energy of love. And I really do think that you are coming from love right now. And that's a really, really beautiful place to hold, to be stable in. So hold the fort there. You're doing a good job. With the everything is fine. Okay. This is like the most important part of the reading, I think, right here. So the Ten of Swords, this everything is fine. Both counterparts have now been stabbed in the back 10 times. Like, there's been a lot of pain in the connection. And you see this girl here laying here looking at her phone. This is ridiculous. And she's got 10 swords stabbed all over her. She's not bleeding anymore. She's just laying there. And, you know, there's this field of black underneath her, which is like old blood. That's what it feels like. It's like been a while, right? Don't pretend that everything is fine. When you've been hurt, you are human, and it's okay to show that you've been hurt. But you don't want to lay there with all the swords in you and live there either, right? Show you've been hurt. Get up, pull the swords out yourself. You can certainly do that. Look at her. She could certainly pull those swords out. She's not. She's just laying there hurt. Look, both counterparts, this is a lesson for you. This is the completion of a really hard cycle, right? The Ten of Swords is the most swords you can get. After the Ten of Swords, you're completely starting fresh. You've got a fresh new page. Get up, take the swords out. Be honest about your pain. Deal with it, talk about it. And then let it diminish. Let it go. Let it heal. Don't be in this energy of, I'm going to stay in pain and pretend I'm not even in pain. You know, a lot of us are taught, we're conditioned by society, by our families, whatever, to suck it up, right? To man up. Even if you're a woman, I used to say that to my daughter all the time when she was little. And she didn't do pain very well. And I go, man up, you know, just to try and joke about it. But seriously, maybe that wasn't the best thing to do. We don't want to wallow. We don't want to live in pain like this person is doing, but we also don't want to pretend it doesn't exist. Look, we're human. Be human. Give yourself permission to hurt. Then give yourself permission to heal. The zombie spirit, control, empty, submissive. This is like yes, look at this girl. Does she seem like she's full with love, or does she seem empty, drained of everything in her? She's laying there feeling empty and hurt. Look at the zombie. They're so similar here. Just like no emotion, no nothing to give. You got to get out of this energy. You don't have to be so in control of your emotions, okay? Yes, we want to master our emotions. We want to get to the point where we can transmute the energy of our negative emotions, for sure. You want to get to the point where if you have a negative emotion, you let yourself have it. You feel it. You embrace it for just a bit. You're human. Let yourself have your emotions and then process it. And then let them go. Transmute that into something positive and better. You can do that. We can all do that. It's one of the biggest lessons in the journey. And then further clarifying that is healthy choices. Yes, make healthier choices for yourself. When you have emotional pain, when you're dealing with your emotions, masculine and feminine, I'm really talking to masculine here. Though it's okay to have your emotions. You are not a brick wall, and you don't have to be, and you shouldn't be. I know that maybe you were told that in your past. Maybe you had parents that told you something like, and I'm getting like, don't be a baby, or don't be a girl, don't be a pussy, right? I'm sorry, I don't love that phrase. I always think it's silly, like, anyway, I won't go into that. But look, that programming was faulty. That programming was faulty. We are human beings, whether you are male, female, masculine, feminine, however you identify. We all have emotions, and we all should embrace our emotions and then deal with them accordingly. And it's a skill. If you were taught not to do that, if you were taught to just suppress your emotions, be stoic, that's not dealing with your emotions. It's not the same thing. Suppressing something and actually dealing with something in a healthy manner is not the same. So learn to have your emotions. Let yourself rage, let yourself cry, let yourself, whatever it is that you need to do to process it. And then work on transmuting that into something positive. Okay? Make healthier choices with your emotions is what I'm seeing here. Okay, fire signs, this has been your reading. I hope this helps you. I hope this gives you some insight for the current time. Remember, when you get these messages, whatever time frame you get them in, the message is for you then. Energy is fluid and time is fluid. And you know, that's a weird concept for us, especially when we're just starting to learn about this stuff, but it's true. So, you know, this is being taped in mid-November, but if you get it next month, next year, whenever, this message is for you when you get it, because these situations are timeless. They're ongoing. Twin flame connections have always been, and they will always be. We're seeing more prominence in them now. We're having, with mass media, it's such a different world now. And with the world changing, with the pandemic that we're dealing with all the different things in the world that are changing, the twin flame connection is changing too. We're having more twin flames open up to the work, open up to the healing, and come into union than we ever have before in history. And it's because the world is changing. We need more light workers to raise the total vibration. And your goal as a twin flame is not just to come into union. This is the reward for you. This is the icing on the cake for you. But the real substance of being a twin flame is about using the gifts that you've been given. And twin flames out there, both counterparts, you have been given gifts. And you will be tapping into those if you choose to. Okay? And you can use those gifts to help other people along the way. That's why I'm here doing readings, because I feel a really strong pull to be giving back in this way right now. And there will be other ways as I go that I will be giving back. And I hope that you find your ways. I really do. If you take the moment to hit that thumbs up on the video, that is so valuable to me. I really appreciate it. Every time a thumbs up goes up there, it gets the video out to another twin flame out there that really needs the messages. So your participation in getting the messages out is huge. Thank you. If you hit the subscribe and then the all, you'll get all my upcoming messages. I'm going to have a lot more. I put them out as much as I can. I do work full time on top of this. So I can't do them, you know, a couple times a day like some people do, maybe someday. But right now, I'm giving everything I can. And, you know, the subscription is free. There's no obligation or credit card or anything like that. It's just literally a system to notify you of what's going on out there. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time.